Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Stardom Review, a now weekly review where Andre and myself review the amazing all-women's wrestling company in Japan known as Stardom. I am your co-host, Melball. Over there is Andre. Andre, how you doing today?
My jaw hurts like a mug.
I swear I didn't do it.
I've had dental work two times in the last 4 days. Like the first stuff's fine. It's just today's. They stretch my jaw out in the back, at least in the back part. It's just sore. It's gonna be fine in the morning, but yeah, I'm not gonna lead this show as I usually do. Mel is going to take over running everything through it. I'm gonna be Mel today. I'm
Little
gonna just
after shout out. You get Melball's narrative today.
Yeah. I'm doing. Otherwise, I'm doing great. I've watched some great Stardom. They're just. Like we watched the December 10th and 11th show. I know the 17th show came out today as a recording date, but I didn't get it. You've only watched part of it, and I haven't gotten a chance to watch it yet. But we're going to be checking out the 10th and 11th show.
And these shows were pretty awesome. They gave me a very distinct NJPW vibe to myself, just because of all the multi-person tag matches that they had. So let's get into it. I'll start us off here, Andre. We got December 10th. Match 1 was a singles match between the amazing Lady C, representing Queen's Quest, and Tomoka Inaba, representing God's Eye. This was a fun match. Lady C has become notorious for teasing people at the beginning of this her matches, with her height. Always doing the reach up. I mean, she's heads and tails above everyone else. Some of us would have to stand on each other's shoulders to reach that hand. This was a very fun match.
Pretty sure I would.
I think I would have to stand on your shoulders. But yeah, Inaba super strong with her kicks. I definitely felt that this was a showcase for her, and in the end Inaba was able to pick up that pin over Lady C after some of those ruthless kicks. Andre, what did you think of this guy?
I thought great little match. This is right off the hop. I had a little criticism of the show in its entirety. Was the camera. One camera was fine, color was great. The other one, the white balancing was completely messed up, and it was throwing me off because it would switch from the bright, colorful color of the one camera, then it would go to like this weird, darker with almost a green hue, and it bothered me for the entire night. Don't get me wrong, but like, and again, it didn't take away from this awesome match, but it just pulled me in. Inaba getting the triangle choke at the start or pulling her in when Lady C went to grab either the Boston Crab or the swing. Great, and then I love that swing. Her Cesaro swing is great, but it's not quite as reckless as Risa Serra's, but no. It's more reckless than a Cesaro swing. I'll tell you that.
yes, and she is like not at least Cesaro is like, when he does release, they land in a way that is not just like looking rough. Inaba landed very rough after this one, but
it's still better than being swung into a chair by Risa Serra. That's for goddamn sure.
That is very true. So from here, we're going to move on to the second match of the night, which was a tag match between the Cosmic Angels, represented by Natsupoi and Waka Tsukiyama, taking on the team of what did I figure out? Was it Kashima Saki and Momo Watanabe? Two of the Artists of Stardom champions, and I really do hate how the colors of the belt are different. Endlessly confusing, this Melball. I'll catch on one day.
Especially like Starlight Kids, like it's so light blue, it's almost white. So it's almost like you have a third white belt, and it just.
It's very frustrating, and like you mentioned, the camera, if the camera hues are set up differently, you really can't tell what the difference is. So Natsupoi, you mentioned before in the past videos how she was just nom-nomming all over everyone. I'm wondering, what are they feeding people in Japan that these wrestlers have to nom-nom on people in the middle of their matches?
But my question is, why is she nomming on a boot?
Right?
She's biting. She was biting the boot. Was it of
Waka Saki? Had her in the camel clutch, and then Natsupoi got in and started nom-nomming on Momo's foot.
Yeah, and I don't like. There's no meat there, girl. It's a boot. It's a piece of leather. You're getting the skin of a cow. You're not getting. Like, you have to go through the boot to get to Momo's foot. Come on, girl. Jesus.
Very Iska. Reminded me of Iska from Suzuki Gun, R.I.P. Momo
R.I.P.
punished Waka after that whole
Mm.
thing, though, kicking the heck out of Waka. But bless her, Waka did try so hard. Very, very determined this match to try to pick up that wing for her team. And Natsupoi firmly in her corner, helping her as best she can. However, in the end, Saki was able to pin Waka, picking up a win for Oedo Tai. It was. This was actually, I felt, a really good way to segue from that singles match into the rest of the show. Andre, how did you feel about this?
I really enjoyed this one. There was a funny spot during the entrance where Nat and Waka got up on the ropes, and then Nat kind of like falls into the. She like rotated through and like fell out of the rope, and you could see her like grabbing her thigh because I think she like did a little bit of like a burn, gave herself a burn on the thigh when she fell through.
Yeah.
She's like holding her thigh and hopping after it. It was actually quite funny to watch her fall. But there was a great spot where it was Nat and Momo wrestling in the ring, and Nat's coming at Momo, and Momo just runs up and just drop kicks her in the middle of the ring, and then runs and shotgun drop kicks her into the corner. I was so impressed by both of the drop kicks from Momo. They were absolutely phenomenal.
Momo is almost to me like not as crisp Kota Ibushi of Stardom. She's very precise with her strikes, very precise with her kicks. Not very loud. She's not very vocal. She just kind of is that, master of what she does, where she come in, she wrecks shit, and she leaves. Very similar to Ibushi to me.
Yeah, and then the one down on this match was the finish, and that unprettier that Kashima did. I looked really like it looked like she kind of just grabbed her and fell. It was that's my only criticism on this entire match, because it was a good match. It just and it wasn't even out of nowhere. She like set it up and then just kind of fell on her. It wasn't even like she did it with theatrics. She kind of set it up and just went backwards. It wasn't like it just, again, it's a personal feeling. Like she's a wonderful professional wrestler. It just I saw it looked sloppy to me in a sense. So
that's fair. That's fair.
Yeah.
So moving on to match 3 of the night was another tag match with Koguma and Momo Kohgo from Stars taking on a BMI reunion here of Natsuko Tora and Ruaka representing Oedo Tai. Man, oh man, I had more notes for this one. This was not surprising to me. Ruaka being very dominant in the beginning of this match, especially on Momo Kohgo. And then Tora getting in and doing the same, throwing Momo around by her hair. BMI 2000, very vicious. I think a little angry about their kind of shortcoming on the Goddess of Stardom tournament, and very ready for their big tournament-esque style kind
The
of
number one
match
contenders
coming
match,
up.
the three-way on the 29th.
With My Hemi and who was the other one?
I
don't remember. We'll figure it out. Koguma doing the double.
We'll have a slide for it all at the end. Don't worry.
For sure. So Koguma, very smart wrestler, very fun wrestler, and on top of being the fun, goofy little bear girl, she was able to overpower Natsuko Tora and Ruaka to set them up for the stacked double stomps on the rope that she always does.
Yep,
Momo, yeah, always so cute. And just
like, I love it so much.
Momo having a fantastic comeback in the middle of the match, hitting Ruaka with a great crossbody, but Ruaka able to regain that upper hand and feed Momo a nasty-looking cannonball from Tora, and then the crossbody from Ruaka on the ropes. This really kind of slowed down the match for Momo after this point. I can't imagine that feels good, having yourself pretty much forcefully CPR'd in the middle of the ring there. Stereo takedowns by Oedo Tai. The BMI 2000 became very good for doing their stereo jumps, their stereo takedowns throughout the Goddess of Stardom tournament. This looks to be something that they're going to continue on going forward. I did notice, I bet you did also Ruaka slipping on that second rope going up
On the
for her
Vader bomb,
finish for the splash. She was able to kind of just make a joke of it and go up for the second time. I'm just basing that on the reaction of the crowd. Just because they did kind of chuckle at whatever it was that she said.
I think it was just a slip, but yeah, it was just like a slip of the foot and what happened. But you feel bad for somebody, especially when it's about to be the finish. You're like, oh, your heart breaks for them because you know they've been working this entire match to that culminating point, and then when they slip on the finish, and then they have to redo it, you're just like, oh, your heart breaks for them.
But Ruaka, like I mentioned, not deterred by this, still able to follow up with that splash and then subsequently the pin on Momo Kohgo. What I liked about it afterwards was Tora giving Ruaka shit for slipping.
I noted that. But it made more sense because Tora is the more experienced one, so her like kind of giving shit to the younger person who she's essentially mentoring and bringing along. It makes so much sense. It's like what the fuck, man? It's like screw you, but also like it's all good at the same time. You know what I mean? Like it's how it felt when she did it. Yeah, honestly, I really enjoyed this match. I really like BMI and how they approach things. Like they hit a big splash in the corner, but instead of trying to do more after, was it Ruaka just went for the pin? But and that didn't work, so she transitions into a crossface. They're not like bang, move, bang, move, bang. They don't want to hit like 6 or 7 moves in a row, or they hit 2 and then they go for a pin. It's always hit a move, try a pin, hit a move, try a pin. I like that style from them, and that it's they're always trying to get the finish. It's not about hitting more and more like other people are, and I just like the way they do it. And then that Fisherman Brainbuster by Ruaka on Momo was so good. So good.
Absolutely, yeah.